Hi, this is Kelly, and it's day 24 of my 100-day juice feast, and I'm feeling pretty good. You can kind of see my flying pig there above my head. Anyway, this is another office vlog because we have some plans when I get off work. We're supposed to go to celebrate a friend's birthday, and we are going to like this trampoline park kind of thing, but it also has these, I guess they're like balance beams. I don't know what else to call it, but you have poles and you try to knock each other off. At least that's the thing that my husband Tony wants to do. I don't really know who's going to volunteer to get knocked off the balance beam by Tony, but it's not going to be me. Anyway, today was good, and I had some decent energy, and my hunger was okay. I was drinking quite a bit early on, and I was sort of nervous about how that was going to turn out. I had my breakfast juice, and then a couple of hours later, I got hungry again, and then I had my lunch juice, but it wasn't quite noon yet. And then early afternoon, I had my snack juice, and I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to make it, till the end of the day, but it was fine. I had some water, and then I made some tea, and yeah, it was pretty good. So I'm happy with that, and that's kind of my update for today. And so this brings me to my next topic, which is trying to get a better understanding of your relationship with food, like just realistically looking at what your relationship is and answering the question about whether or not at the end of your juice feast, moderation is possible. By that I mean continuing to eat your favorite foods, but eating them in moderation. And I thought of this question not necessarily because I'm wondering about it, because I'm not wondering about it. I do know that I can't, but it's still a good exercise for me to write down like why that's not possible, and reminding myself how I got to where I am and why I'm juice feasting right now. But also because my husband and I were coming at this from completely different perspectives coming into the juice feast. As I mentioned, recognize that there are certain foods that I'm incapable of eating in moderation. If I do eat a small amount of them, I trigger sort of this mental obsession where I want another one, another one, another one, another one. And I'm either battling myself saying, no, you can't have another one, I want another one, or I'm indulging in it and I'm feeling terrible and poisoning myself. My husband, on the other hand, is convinced that he can continue to eat his favorite foods in moderation once the feast is over. And maybe he can, maybe he can't. So I just thought it would be a good exercise for other people when you're trying to make this decision about what kind of food plan you're going to go on when you're done with this, and just what does it look like to understand how you got where you are. So I have some questions, and I don't know what I did with them. So the main kind of overarching question here is, what have you done in the past sorry, I'm trying to get comfortable here. What have you done in the past to sort of try to control your eating, or to keep yourself from gaining weight or overeating? And some of the ideas are, have you ever brought home food and then you, like a big bag of cookies, and then you threw away the bag after eating a bunch and making yourself feel sick, and you threw them away in order to not eat anymore? Did you ever dig it back out of the garbage and eat some more? And so then you started trying things like pouring coffee grounds or Windex or something on it in order to keep yourself from eating them after you've thrown them away. Have you ever made rules around when you could have treats, like only when I go to restaurants, or only on vacation, or only at celebrations and holidays and that type of thing? Have you ever tried exercising so that you could offset what you're eating, where maybe I could have this if I go to the gym tomorrow and do that? Buying only one of something, like one candy bar or one cookie, hoping that that will control how much of it you eat. Have you ever frozen candy or cookies or whatever in order to make it more difficult for you to get another one. That's kind of, have you ever gone on fad diets that, you know, in the past in an effort to lose quickly so that you could continue what you're eating? That's just the ones I could think of off the top of my head, but this is kind of your inventory. So think about that when you're trying to decide what you have you tried to control your eating in the past, and how did it work, and was it easy, and is there a reason to think that this time around is going to be different if your goal is to eat in moderation when you're at the end of the feast. So anyway, something to think about, and that's it for today, and keep coming back.